What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. And welcome to tonight's NA meeting, where we'll discuss the economic data for the week, analyze today's session, and from that, build a winning game plan for tomorrow's price action. And if you haven't done so already, you can show your support by subscribing to the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the charts now. This is tomorrow's data. Be mindful that all times are in Central Time. And we have a big block of news scheduled for tomorrow, so let's jump into it. We have a big block of news at 7:30 with a focus on initial and continuous jobless claims for the month of July and non-farm productivity and unit labor costs for Q2. At 8:45, we have the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI for the month of July. And at 9 o'clock, we have ISM Manufacturing for Employment Index, New Order Index, PMI, and prices paid for the month of July. And now that we know what to expect, let's jump into the charts and create a game plan for tomorrow's price action. This is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream, and today was definitely a trend day. And as I analyze the charts, I see about 2 clues that's going to be essential for helping us find the best trades going into tomorrow's price action. So let's jump into it. During the overnight session, the market traded 498 points to the upside and traded an additional 285 points that continued until the close of the session. The market also rejected at a previous area of resistance at 6:45 at the closing bell, where the market ultimately traded 783 points to the upside in a single session. We also had FOMC today, and the Fed decided to hold rates steady at its current rate. And there were also hints that there may be rate cuts coming in the next meeting. And based on this information, this is what I'm going to be looking out for. So we had a massive move from open until close. We also had the Fed decide to hold rates steady at its current rate. We also saw that rejection or a slight rejection at the closing bell. So overnight, I do expect for the market to at least retest VWAP here at 388. However, there is another market objective that I think the market is trying to complete before we really see a move down from this highs. Now, look over here at the hourly chart. We can see that we had this double bottom and this sweep of liquidity. And from this sweep of liquidity, we saw this massive move to the upside that will most likely continue at the opening of the session. Now, we do have a gap to fill. That gap is sitting between 903 and 886. Here, I do expect for the market to possibly continue if we don't get that slight pullback at the open. Or we can see that move down going lower. Based off of the technicals on the charts, price is making its rotation higher. And it's highly unlikely that we see a massive reversal from these highs. The most I think is that we can possibly see a retest of about 253. But for the most part, I believe that's all we get. And price continues to trade to the upside. Because with this bullish move, I would find it hard to believe without any news that the market makes a mass reversal. But the price action overnight is definitely going to be essential for our bias going into tomorrow's trade. Now, if you're enjoying the content and appreciate the value that me and my trading partner provides to the trading community, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the release of our next NA meeting and live streams. And with that said, let's jump into an ES chart. This is an ES chart. And this is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream. Just like the NQ, during the overnight session, we saw the market trade 95 points to the upside, and we saw an additional 41 points until the close of the session. We did see a rejection here at 588, but unlike the NQ, the ES is close to filling this gap. It has a gap between 594 and 590. And I do expect for the bulls to fill that gap before we see any rejection because we're so close. However, at least for right now, I don't expect a crazy move on the ES. I do feel that we may trade to the upside. We may get to 5,600 tonight, but right now, price is sitting at heavy resistance on the ES. And after we get that gap fill, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a move to the downside tonight or the start of tomorrow's session. And as I look over here at the hourly chart, the ES is just as bullish. I believe the most of a pullback that we'll get is possibly here, back at this range at 55.35 to 33. And from here, this is where I believe the bulls will find support and we could possibly see a move to the upside. It's undeniable. The market is bullish, and shorting this market with all this bullish momentum is asking to become liquidity. So we're going to have to wait until the bulls fail before we can become bears, or try to get in at the lowest price possible and ride this bullish wave up. This week has been a volatile week, and we still have volatile price action to come. So we're definitely going to have to manage our risk and be strategic with our entries and our exits. And in summary, both markets had a bullish move overnight. Both markets saw a continuation of bullish price action and may fill their gap overnight. And finally, the Fed decided to keep rates steady, and there were hints of a possible rate cut for the next meeting in September. And that's all I have for tonight, risk managers. And you can watch us trade these concepts live by clicking this video. We'll see you there.